Wife suffers from extreme car sickness, and it's really crazy. She told me once she could never read in a car. That, for some reason, triggers it. There are people who get sick when they're on trains, when they fly, cruise ships, when you're on a boat, etc. I want to introduce you to a friend. This is Dr. Mark Legere. Welcome back, my friend.
Good to see
How are you?
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I haven't seen you in a while. He's been bringing us FDA-cleared medical devices that are life-changing. Now, not everybody out there has problems with nausea, but maybe you're someone who's expecting a child. They said there's lots of reasons for nausea. This is an FDA-cleared, drug-free way to relieve nausea. You got to tell me about this. This is my first time to ever make it available. It's the first time that we've had it at this personal low price. I also have 6 easy pay payments, which are going away on this as well. What is it?
So the Reliefband is an FDA-cleared medical device intended to help people suffering from nausea associated with motion sickness, morning sickness, and chemotherapy. So the big thing, the big helper to me, and what really jumped out was motion sickness.
Okay.
Like your wife, I suffer from motion sickness. My wife suffers from motion sickness. It was a constant battle of who's driving and who's getting sick. And some of the drugs that we had taken before, unless you took them prior to the experience, it was too late. And so when I found Reliefband, and it was something that I put on my wrist, press a button, before or after the nausea sets in, I was able to get relief. So the device is going to do all the thinking for you, and with the press of a button, you're going to feel a little tingling in the hand, and that way you know it works.
Now, can I point something out? Sure. This normally sells for a much higher price. It sells at retail for $174.99 just for itself. Now, you also use it in conjunction with these tiny little bottles of gel.
Right,
so
the
that
gel
you
is a
get
little connector.
the electrode connection underneath. Well, those normally sell for $14.95 a piece. We're giving you 2 of them. So let's go through a scenario. I know that Kelly and I are going to be going on a long car trip. Before she gets in the car, a little bit of the gel, puts that on, you power it up. What's it doing that helps? Because it's an FDA-cleared medical device.
And it's drug-free, so there's no interactions with maybe any other medications that she may be on. But what it's going to do is it's going to create, she'll feel a little bit of a fuzzy or tingling sensation in your hand. And that's how you know that it's working. It's taking the guesswork out. Do I have it on the right place? Is it working? That signal then not only travels down in the hand, but it's going to travel up to the nerve, up into the central nervous system. And what it's going to do is it's going to hit what's called the posterior vagal complex, right? All this medical terminology, right? And then it's going to get to something that's more importantly called the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, that's the bad guy. That's the nerve that's stimulated when you have that nauseous feeling. So the Reliefband goes and actually blocks the signal into that nerve, and then bye-bye nausea.
Car trips, traveling in water, whether it be a cruise ship or a small boat. But what really amazed me was pregnancy with morning sickness, or those people who have gone through chemotherapy. So you get diagnosed, it's bad enough, then the chemotherapy and the sickness can be life-changing. This is something that really is different. This is a new way of being able to alleviate those symptoms. And we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on everything that we have ever presented. I'm lucky. I don't know what car sickness is like. But for my wife, it's terrible.
It's one of the worst feelings, and it's this nauseous feeling that it comes on quick, you start to sweat, it's this nervous sensation that you know is due to the motion of the car or the motion of the plane. It's planes, trains, and automobiles, and for some people, you just avoid it, and you miss out on a lot of those experiences.
My wife will not fly.
That's it. And so what happens is some of those medications that have been around for a long time, you have to take those prior
to.
Right? So what happens if you're going and visiting family and it's okay, we're all going out to dinner and Mom, Dad, we don't have room for you. You're not going to be able to drive. For sometimes it's, I'm not even going to go because it's too late. I didn't take my medication in time. So with the Reliefband, you can put it on before or after, and it's very fast acting. Again, you know it's acting when you get that little tingling sensation. You can increase the intensity.
And you have complete control over it.
You have complete control over it. So when you see it power on, you're going to know that you're going to see these little indicators come up. The the more intense you want it to be, the more effective we find it is. But you're going to feel just a little bit of a tingling down the hand. But that's the tingling that goes up into that pesky vagus nerve that gives you the relief with the nausea.
And Dr. Mark, this is laboratory and hospital tested technology.
Yes.
It's an FDA cleared medical device for those people who suffer from nausea. And that nausea could be, again, created from a wide spectrum of different things. Everything from motion sickness like car, sea, or air travel to those folks who are currently pregnant or going through chemotherapy.
And with the press of a button, it can be worn for long periods of time. It's going to give you that relief, and it's going to hopefully give you some of those things that you're missing out in your life back.
That's what this guy does. Is he brings us things like that make people's lives better. Thank you.
Pleasure.
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, it's good
Thank
seeing
you,
you
Dr.
too.
Mark. We've got a lot more coming your way. A little bit later on in the program,